Right. So
Awesome. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Is that better? Hey, what's up?
good. We're really happy because we've already hit our target already.
I heard $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is amazing. So we've already
awesome.
hit $1,000 and we're not even a quarter way
Wow.
through yet. So
Oh, that was your goal?
yeah.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
we only
Well,
thought we'd go low. We didn't know how this was gonna go. We just thought we'd just try and see what happens.
I'm still so nervous from the trying to log in scenario here. My heart's all beating fast. Like, we're not going to be able to get in there. What's going on?
It's always like that when I do a Google Hangout.
Technology. Whoops.
it's all good. So how?
So you don't need us. We're gone. You got your money. It's been good talking to you, Chris. No, just
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for coming. So yeah, how are you guys? What's been going on in happy healthy vegan land?
Just editing videos. Trying to get out some videos, fulfilling orders, making plans for 2018, just figuring out what the next step in our show's evolution is.
Nice. I mean, are you planning some big things then for 2018 as far as the channel goes?
We'll find out when we get
Anything
there.
that you can reveal?
Yeah, some secrets.
Yeah,
We need some
we're going to
secrets.
do more eating vegan, like in certain cities or states or things like that. Try to get out a little bit more and check out the vegan scenes in different areas. I know a lot of our fans want to meet up with us, and people are always asking us to come out to where they're at. So we're going to try to figure out how we can do a little bit of traveling.
Yeah, maybe
for
a
the
bit of
channel.
a UK tour. Maybe can we make that happen?
Dude, they've been trying to get us to come out for Vevolution, and I've never left this continent, so traveling is kind of like it's a stressful thing for me. But I'm gonna try to come out and meet more people.
Yeah,
We'll see.
contact
see
the
about the
that's a
UK.
long trip. That's far.
That's really big.
contact the vegan camp out next August. They're booking everyone right now.
Oh, really? August?
That could work.
Yeah, it's a good time to leave here.
It's
That's
too
when
hot. Yeah.
Yeah, do it. It's going to be amazing.
Oh my god.
Cool, right?
Keep
So
us up on.
yeah, so
I love how you're dressed up for coming on camera there with the tie and
it's
everything.
got to be done. This is a proper show we're putting on.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Some
Okay, I think we're gonna back down some of our lights. Here we go.
See if that helps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
how do we look?
all looks good.
Oh.
All looks good. So we're going to be talking today then about the evolution of activism in the internet age. So obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, how long have you guys been vegan for?
Wow.
I know.
It's a long story
It's,
for her.
yeah. In fact, that's part of my story. I since I'm at home, I realized I could bring some props.
It's like
It
she's
would kind of explain my evolution.
basically, yeah. I don't want to speak your story, but she's been a vegetarian since many of you guys were born.
Yeah.
Oh,
About the treatment of animals in the food supply, and how the food supply, eating all the animal products is affecting, third world countries. And that really spoke to me when I was in high school.
Punk rock record
Yeah,
from
punk
a
rock
Texas
record.
band, I
A
think.
Texas band called MDC, and millions of dead children. So yeah, they had this so much information in here, and this is what got me started, was reading about this and feeling a responsibility to do something. So two friends and I made a pact that we were gonna give up eating meat. It started with everyone used to go and eat chicken at this one particular place at lunchtime. We're like, we're not gonna go and eat chicken anymore. We'll only eat the potato dogs. And that's kind of what got me started on my journey. But so then I started getting involved with PETA. I would send away for these brochures, and I would hand them out at punk shows. This is talking about animal rights and why we should be concerned with it.
okay.
And then I would get these stickers too that would talk about like go vegetarian. That was the thing back then, was going vegetarian. I laugh now because vegetarian seems like barely even doing anything, but it seemed like a big deal back then. Go cruelty free. Fur is dead, liberate laboratory animals, animals have rights, meat stinks. And I would take the meat stink stickers, I would stick them on packets of meat at the grocery store. So I used to get tons of these. I would put this on everything, all the mail that went out of my house would have this being all my letters. And that was how I got started. And I started doing fanzines, so I would put all this stuff in my fanzines. And
That's awesome.
I would talk about there's just, these are very crude Xerox fanzines. Back then, the straight edge scene we're all starting to get involved in vegetarianism. So I'd talk to the bands about that, and we'd write little articles and stuff in here. Like I found actually an original flyer my co-editor was making, world's cruelest habit, and there's a hamburger. It used to say positive influence is the name of the zine. Meat equals murder. That was like how we used to do it back then. Xerox this. It's
I
so
love it.
funny.
Yes, so you've really
yeah,
witnessed the evolution firsthand then.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, exactly. Look,
that's crazy.
There's a section here in my little Xerox fanzine. So that's how I got started, with like pieces of paper and I remember I used to subscribe to Vegetarian Times. That was how I would learn recipes and how I would learn about products. Yeah, everything was like on paper back then. It was like it took time and effort.
Think how difficult it was back then, that all information about veganism and everything for that matter was stored on paper. If you didn't have the paper, you couldn't get any knowledge.
Yeah.
So I think that's why veganism's growing so rapidly now. The digital age is perfect for spreading this information.
Yeah.
So
and it was also for me learning more, like to learn like vegetarianism wasn't enough. You know, back then I didn't realize like how cruel it was to drink milk or to eat eggs. Like it seemed like, oh, it's not really that bad. They get to live their life and, you know, like they get to stay alive. But I mean, especially with like things like YouTube, man, you learn everything about the whole system. And I just feel so bad that I didn't learn these things like way earlier. And I wish I had gone vegan in the 80s, but
that would have been hard.
I didn't get all the. I thought I had so much information, but I just had the tip of the iceberg.
You needed someone to make a piece of paper and give that to you.
No one had given you the paper. I mean, that was quite the same as me, because I mean I was vegetarian for 15 years and I had no idea what was going on. And it's actually funny because I've actually got a flyer on my wall. I can see it here. I was given a vegan flyer a week after I went vegetarian, and I
way!
And I never read it because I thought I was already doing it. I just thought like, oh, I'm doing this already. I got it signed by a band member, and like, but yeah, so annoying. 15 years later, and then I go vegan.
Yeah.
So I mean, so obviously you've gone from, you know, photocopying things and flyers and fanzines and all this kind of stuff, like real DIY. So
super DIY.
So when did you kind of, you know, discover, you know, the internet was a great form of activism? When did you kind of switch over to the digital world?
I think I fell out of doing all this kind of stuff for a while in the 90s. I just got more like absorbed into music. Well, not so much punk rock music, but I started switching over to like dance music or whatever and hang out with this guy. And I don't know when we started realizing there was all this vegan stuff online.
Well, YouTube didn't get going until we were already together for like over like 7-8 years, you know?
Yeah. It's I'm not really sure. The first when I was on the internet, it was really more about like music, and
it was all websites too. There was no social media, no mobile apps.
Yeah, exactly. I was doing like radio shows and stuff like that. I was, you know, I guess I was keeping my beliefs kind of more to myself. But what happened is we started just sharing pictures of food like everyone else did on like Twitter is probably where it started, sharing pictures of the food that I was eating, and then all the other sites that started, you know, happening, people would see what we were eating and they would be curious. Like the people who were listening to our band Love Spirals or like listening to my show Chillcast, they would start to show interest in our food,
in our lives,
and in our lives. And that was what started drawing us into telling people a little bit more about the other side of ourselves, not just our entertainment selves, but like our personal selves.
Yeah. It was interesting to find that people actually cared about what we did outside of music. That was kind of a eureka moment. That kind of led to where we're at now.
Yeah. So when did you kind of decide to kind of start the channel then? I mean, were you watching other vegan YouTube at the time and got influenced, or did you just think we just want to put ourselves out there?
I mean, we're already really familiar with social media. I mean, we've been following the whole internet wave since it got started. But I was watching a little bit of vegan YouTube, and I go, okay, that is a pretty good medium to get messages out there. It's much quicker than like typing emails to people, and then that takes like half an hour. If you want to answer a question thoroughly, might as well just make videos and get it out to, you know, an infinite amount of people if possible.
Yeah, I remember what started happening when Ryan started to get really into, into dietary issues on Facebook. People started asking, like, Ryan, so tell me more about what you're doing. And he would like write them back individually, like explaining to what his diet was like, what, his health, I don't know, regime is too strong a word, but
just what we're doing.
Yeah.
How we're going about
noticed
things.
that he was looking better and that he seemed healthier. And then like people want to know like how I was making the food that we were both eating. We're just getting a lot of questions from random people that knew us from all different things. Like I said, we were online doing all kinds of music stuff. So people started writing, he started answering questions one by one. I was like, babe, you're taking a lot of time writing these messages.
Not efficient.
Yeah. And so
realizing we could hook this information in with social media. I was like, that led to what we're doing now, basically.
Yeah, I mean, the first project I did, actually, I started a food blog called like Angie's Goodies, I think it was called.
Yeah, like comfort food, vegan recipes.
Yeah, and I started posting recipes on there and like also like eco-friendly tips and stuff like that too. And it was kind of funny. One time, I heard back from someone who knew me from Love Spirals, and he was like, "Hey, I was looking up a recipe for like potato leek soup, and I found your website. I didn't even know that you had a vegan food website."
That's awesome.
And yeah, he was probably one of our first fans I realized was also vegan and would like really want to know a lot about what we were doing.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, obviously you guys have kind of blown up like so much since then. You know, you're in the the vegan YouTube elite, in the words of the vegan cheetah.
Vegan royalty.
Yeah, vegan royalty we'll call you instead. It's nicer. Vegan
We're
royalty.
really not that big of a channel. I mean, we have a lot of subscribers just because we've been around since 2013. But like over half of those subscribers probably never watch YouTube anymore. They're gone. We just have those numbers. But I mean, we've only had 1 month where we got like 1 million views. So I don't consider us to be like a big elite channel. We're just kind of doing our thing, People make us sound bigger than we are.
I think we're just well loved.
Yeah, maybe that.
Well loved. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Well loved.
So when did you kind of notice that the that the channel was was picking up interest and everything, and you started kind of seeing the subscribers go up? I mean, was there any particular kind of moment where you kind of thought, oh right, okay, this channel's doing pretty well?
I don't think there's any like one moment or anything. It's just a process. I mean, it's still a process. It just, what it is like, it's grinding, it's working hard all the time. I never got to a point like, aha, now I've achieved everything I wanted to achieve.
Made it.
It was pretty cool getting the
plaque back there.
The silver play button.
Oh yeah,
plaque.
the play button. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, that's cool. But then you just keep going, It's like, I guess the benchmark, it's always moving. What else can you do?
Yeah.
But I would actually say, even when we had like 500 or 600 subscribers, we were like, wow, this is incredible. How are people finding out about us? Like, we literally do not know how people originally started watching the show. I mean, I think some of the people that subscribed early on were just people that were curious about our band and stuff like that. But how it started getting out to the wider world, it's a mystery.
Yeah, we went to the Woodstock Fruit Festival in 2013. Where I'm surprised we only had like 500 subscribers when the week started. I think about maybe 7 or 8 when the weekend. But anyway, I was surprised how many people came up to us and said, "Oh, we like your show." Like, wow, I can't believe you've seen us.
Yeah, I'm always surprised when people recognize us. Oh, tell them what happened today.
I mean, we get recognized all the time now. It's like just today I was out jogging, and maybe like 1.5 miles from my home, some like young 20-ish dudes in their car drive by. Hey, keep it car, baby. Love your video. I was like, wow.
Do you feel great knowing that you've kind of invented a catchphrase?
Yeah, we totally have, and that's funny because that stems from I've been doing a music podcast since 2006
or 7, something like that.
2006, and at the end I would say, "Keep it chill, baby. Keep it chill."
It's called the Chillcast.
Yeah, it's the Chillcast. So I say, until next time, keep it chill, baby. And I don't even know when, but on one of our early episodes, Ryan just kind of spontaneously said, "Keep it calm."
Oh, it was me. I did it.
Yeah, wow. I remember you did it. I was like, "What? No way, that's crazy."
So
at the beginning of our show, where we say like, "I'm Angie,"
and I'm Ryan,
and we're happy, healthy.
It used to be.
Vegan.
It used to be. We're Love Spirals.
And we're Love Spirals.
So we were used to that
be
because we had a band podcast too for a couple of years. So like I said, we're really well, experienced in social media.
Yeah,
so
we just recycle material, really.
And before we did our Happy Healthy Vegan, she had not only the Chillcast audio podcast, she had Chillcast video, which I took over the editing for the last year or two of it. So we were just ready for YouTube when we decided to go for Happy Healthy Vegan on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm so nervous. Something about this being live is making me more nervous. But I'd forgotten one thing I should have maybe mentioned earlier is that I was doing a vidcast already for a network. I used to be on a network, and they would have me advertise stuff, that I didn't really care about. Like, could you talk about whatever brand X, Y, and Z? And I thought, gee, I would much rather be talking about things that I care about.
Yeah.
And that's why when he suggested that we start doing a show on YouTube about veganism, I was like, I can finally use all of these skills that I've developed to talk about things that I actually care about, to talk about brands that I actually stand behind, and products and events and things that really mean something to me. And that's been the best part of this whole thing, is that not work, for someone else doing something I didn't want to do, but working for us, doing things that I really want to be doing. And that's the joy of YouTube, giving us this opportunity to give us a platform to talk about what we care about, and I really hope nothing changes with YouTube now that, the advertisers are starting to have more of a say in things.
Actually, for us, you've heard of this old, what they call it, ad apocalypse or whatever that whole thing is.
Apocalypse, yeah.
For us, it hasn't affected us one iota. If anything, it's affected us positively. We're getting more ads and everything. So I guess it's because we don't swear every other word. We don't slander people every other video.
I try not to.
So,
I saw my first vegan ad last night. I saw a vegan ad come on before our video.
There's a vegan ad.
So
what was the vegan ad?
I took a screen cap of it.
What was it? I've never seen a vegan ad on YouTube. What was it advertising?
It was for another sanctuary.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
Yeah.
So the vegans are literally taking over YouTube as well as the videos we on the adverts.
I hope so. Yes. I know. I was so happy to see a paid advertisement for a vegan sanctuary. I was like, yes, it's happening. I can't wait to see more vegan products
there's so many now.
On here.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll happen over time. Yeah,
it's totally gonna happen. Yeah, from we saw a Natural Foods Product Expo earlier this year. There's so many vegan food companies, big players now. You're gonna see more ads. Seriously, veganism has won.
I think
you have all these big meat corporations that are buying the vegan companies now, and they have all of their marketing skills and teams and resources behind it.
Exactly.
So these things are more. They're going to be available in more markets. It's going to start blowing up. 2018 is going to be a very big year for sure.
Hey, that's what they're saying, right? It's going to be the year of veganism.
The year of
I
the
think
vegan. One thing
this year was already pretty great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, we can up our game. I think we can go one better. One thing I was going to ask you guys is being other vegan YouTubers is I noticed that a lot of the biggest vegan YouTubers, or the most popular, or the most well loved, as we'll say with you guys, they've all got catchphrases. We've got carb the fuck up. We've got keep it carb. Everyone's got their thing. I mean, do you think to make it on YouTube you need a catchphrase? Do you think?
No.
I mean, I think when you think about television shows, a lot of them have little things like radio shows. Like everyone's got little things that they do. That I think if you have something that kind of gets in someone's head, they kind of remember it, because when we meet fans, they love to say those things along with us. They love to be like, happy, healthy, vegan, and all that stuff. Like, I think it just creates a sense of community and of belonging, and I don't think it hurts. I also think, it's nice to start off the show in a recognizable way, where you say who you are and what it is, you're doing. You could just start a video just by starting to film, but I think people want to know who you are and get a sense of what's going on. So
yeah, because what I'm kind of thinking,
I would recommend coming up with a little something.
Yeah, because what I was kind of thinking is, the people like yourselves and stuff that have got these kind of catchphrases, you are almost marketing yourself as a program, and everything, and it's like an internet series rather than just a vlog as such.
Yeah.
Do you think by doing that you're actually, you are creating that kind of, you're turning from a YouTuber into a show? I mean, do you kind of feel it's maybe like that?
It is a show. It's definitely a show. I mean, I feel like if some TV channel wanted to, they could probably, replay episodes of Happy Healthy Vegan as a show. It wouldn't be that weird. I mean, that's the other thing I think that's interesting about this format is that since reality TV has gotten so big, YouTube is like a form of reality television. And I find that the people who come up to us, they kind of act like as if we're stars, and they're like, even people of all ages, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm meeting you. I'm like, yep, we're just normal people like you. I mean, we're, it's nothing special. And they're like, oh, I'm so used to seeing you on my TV. And I think, TV? I mean, don't they mean like their phone? I mean,
they can watch us on there. We watch it on our TV. But
I
don't think there's much distinction anymore between a vlog and a show. If you watch really well-produced vlogs, they have a little intro where they got graphics and all this stuff. Then they come on, hey guys, so it's really, that's kind of a...
All vlogs have to start with, hey guys.
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. And what I really look forward to is the launch of the very first vegan channel on a cable,
that would be amazing.
That's all vegan, all the content's vegan friendly.
Ads are vegan.
The ads are vegan, and it doesn't even have to always be overt. It would just be so nice to be able to watch programs where the people are not eating animal-based foods. It's always such a bummer to watch a movie or a TV show, and there they are tucking into some sort of an animal.
And
it makes me feel
ads come on, here comes the Arby's beef steak and all
this.
It's
like an onslaught. Yeah, every time we try to watch typical TV programming, there's always so many meat and dairy ads. And it's like, I would just like to be able to get away from that. And, to not have that constantly forcing their beliefs on us of the meat and dairy stuff.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question then.
People say vegans are forcing their views on everyone all the time. It's
no, they're doing it.
If we had a vegan TV station then, okay, two questions. Which YouTubers would have their own programs on the channel? And also, if we were to create a vegan drama, what would it be called and what would it be based on?
Oh, man. Who knows? I would hope that Mike the Vegan, first of all, would have.
Yeah,
like a science show.
Mike would have to be on, yeah, definitely.
Kind of show. Mike the Vegan.
Oh man.
What about the vegan drama show? What do you think it would be based on?
No, we don't need a vegan.
No, not like that.
That's a vegan subgenre. I wish it would just get flushed down the toilet in 2018.
No, absolutely. When I say drama, I'm thinking more, along the lines of Friends or How I Met Your Mother.
I got one, Chris.
Okay,
so I've been working on a pilot for a new show. Okay.
Yes.
It's a vegan cop drama, and I call it Slaw and Order.
It's called what? What was the name?
Slaw and Order.
Slaw and Order.
Slaw and Order.
That's crazy.
I like it. Who would be the main character? Do you think? Who would make a good?
So go to vegan donut shops.
Vegetable police, surely.
Awesome.
Vegetable police should be the main guy.
Yes. Yes.
And Jurian Ryder can be the bad guy.
Oh, I don't know if he would be able to convince himself he was playing the bad guy. He's like, I'm the hero.
Or we could get Eyes on Mazard and a cat. He's already got the rat. I think he'd be up for it as well. He'd be down for that. He's all good for that. But yeah,
I see a soap opera. I haven't even looked at all the.
Oh yeah, forget that. That's what you guys would call it, isn't it? A soap opera. We call it like a drama over here.
Yeah.
So it's
a late night vegan TV show would be good too. That is a good idea, man. I really want this.
A late night with like a Letterman kind
yes,
of thing. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
I really want
the thing is, we could technically make this happen if we just streamed the thing and we got people to send things in.
We really could make a vegan video network. That is what
I've been fantasizing about that for 3 years.
Let's make it so.
I know.
We're doing a 24-hour stream now. I've got the technology. We can make this happen.
Right.
I know. Vegan advertisers only. It could be so epic. You guys.
Yeah. Why wait for someone else to build it? Huh?
VTV has just been created right now. It's going to be great. The Happy
Do
Healthy
it, do
Vegan
it.
new show is going to be, yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Well, don't build it without us. It was our idea.
Yeah, I actually started thinking about that idea back when networks would try to come up to us all the time, like those third-party ones, and try to sign us. I'd be like, why would I sign with any of these people? It's for their advertisement and to help build their whole network thing. Like, if it was all vegan, I would be so down. And I'm still waiting for that. But I think you're right. It probably could happen if we all work together.
Yeah, I'll put that on the back burner.
We need some real
ideas.
vegan businessmen out there that know how to
do
all the business stuff, because that's not me.
I'm excited about this. I think we need to make this happen. I'm loving it. So going back more onto our subject then of the evolution of activism. So obviously going from doing a flyering and stuff, I mean, do you still do that as well as what you're doing? I mean, are you still active kind of out in the real world? Or...
Well, I've stickered a few things in my day in recent years. But, I wouldn't film that for YouTube.
I think, for me, actually, here's where we do that going into the digital age. I find that Instagramming is like, it's digital flyering. Facebook, Twitter, all the things we're doing, and making sure that I use hashtags and stuff like that. That's the digital version. I don't have to use trees or anything, or ink, or have any kind of, travel expenses, or using the mail. Like, I put stuff out there and people find out. Here's the other thing that's interesting. Back when I used to hand out the flyers or put the stickers on the piece of meat or whatever, I wouldn't really know what the impact would be, what the person who saw it, what happened. But now I'm developing relationships with the people that I'm giving the information to. I'm watching their journey unfold. I'm able to answer their questions. I'm like available to them all the time. Like, they can get back in touch with me. Like, it's so much more connected this way than it used to be when I would just be standing at a table at the back of a club, handing out flyers to unknown people. They might throw in the trash, whatever. Like, now it's I feel like I get to find out what the effects of my activism is. And it feels great to hear back from people that say, like, yeah, I've been watching your channel and I wasn't vegan, but I was curious, and now I just started, and my whole family and I are now eating, things from your cookbook, and it's going great. And they tell me about how their health issues have cleared up, or all these different types of things. Like, I'm developing relationships with the people that I'm giving the information to, and it's so fulfilling. It's so much easier now. I almost wish that I had been born now instead of back when I was, because it was such a struggle before, and now everything just flows.
But I think you guys back then, you've kind of, you worked out all the techniques and everything, and the best ways of advocacy, and just bought that online. So you guys have paved the way for us. So
a little bit, man.
Maybe. Maybe.
You guys are
we needed you guys.
I feel pretty humble about everything that I've ever tried to achieve in the past, or even now. I don't think I'm special.
Yeah.
You're both special to us.
People are nervous to meet us,
Someone just suggested we should do a vegan epic mealtime.
Oh yeah, I've heard of epic mealtime.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's not vegan though, right?
No, it's definitely not vegan. It's good.
That's why I wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah, it's like extreme creations. But yeah, we could. We could do that.
We'll definitely get that on our
like
vegan.
a gigantic vegan sandwich kind of thing, like.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Just like stupid size things. We need like 5 people to eat.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a great show for our vegan network for sure. It'll be some kind of vegan epic time. We'll change the name a little bit, but
yeah,
that's true.
I'm totally up for that.
Probably.
See, so we're like awesome.
Yeah, vegan awesome meal time. There you go.
From a cuisine perspective, I mean that if I used to work in kitchens for a long time since I was about 17. I've always worked in kitchens, and for me, from my perspective, if I was still a chef working in that every single day, I'd be most interested in learning about what's going on in vegan cuisine, because that's the newest thing that's happening in food.
Yeah,
like, that's the newest hip thing that's going on in food.
It's funny that, isn't it? Considering fruit and vegetables have been around since the dawn of time. And now suddenly they're like the new fad. It's like
but people are just doing such interesting things. Like, you can get that. I was looking at it online the other day. That caviar. It's caviar, but it's made from kelp,
Oh,
and they
really?
basically
What?
infuse it with like agar and stuff. So they make actual caviar. You can get it on Amazon. It looks amazing. And I've had it. I've gone up to Crossroads. You've been to Crossroads before, Chris. That place is awesome. They put it on those artichoke oysters they make.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Wow, that sounds
We got to
good.
go back to Crossroads.
Yeah, you guys. So if you ever get a chance in LA, there's a great restaurant called Crossroads. It's like 5-star dining, but it's all tapas and it's all small plates. It's unbelievably good.
yeah. I had the. Well, I went there for the Impossible Burger, I think.
They got that there for dinner. Is it? No, lunch.
Lunch, but I think not on the weekend. It's like really specific hours, and they say they sell out really quick.
Yeah, it's impossible to get an Impossible Burger.
Yeah, I got one. Yeah, we got them one there once, and the next time they didn't have it, and I ended up getting a pizza, but it was incredible. Like everything there was just so good.
I
So
think
many
Mom
great
Burger
vegan
has
restaurants in
some.
LA.
Yeah, I think I've been around a lot of them on the last couple of trips I've been. Kind of working around, been to Doomies, that was amazing. Found an ice cream place called Hug Life. You haven't been to Hug Life?
Oh yeah, you made it to Hug Life?
Yeah.
We know them.
Yeah.
We know Doomies. We know Phil.
Hug Life was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
And
you
He's
know,
a music friend.
Yeah, we know Phil from music.
Yeah, we've shared the same stage in the past a few times.
oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's Healthy Junk near Anaheim.
Yeah, we haven't been to that one yet.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Maybe not.
I can't remember. I've been to quite a few. Oh, and Kindred in San Diego was amazing.
Kindred's
yeah.
so
Oh,
cool,
yeah.
man. I'm so
Bar
glad.
Kindred. Yeah, we got to go back there again.
It's
That
so
was
good.
Amazing. Yeah.
Well, I might be coming to California in January, so maybe we can all go. Let's all meet up at Kindred.
Ooh.
What
that'd
month?
be
You
great.
said January?
Yeah, potentially if I can get money for the flight. Yeah. So I will.
Looks like we're doing another 24-hour live stream for Chris to be able to get a flight.
Yeah, fundraising for me to get a flight to California now.
Fundraising.
Do a fundraiser for you.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, how's the fundraising going here for Sail Ranch
Oh
Sanctuary?
yeah, right. Let's check up. Let's see if we've had any more. If you haven't donated yet, people, get donating. We need to smash it. Oh, it's gone up to 6:30, so we must have had some more. Or that was
All right, great.
Adam's.
Come
Go.
on, people.
Yes.
Come on, people. Dig deep in the pockets.
Okay, yeah. If you want us to ask Angie and Ryan a question, you have to super chat it. That'll be the thing. If
yeah,
you,
is that how we're gonna
if you
do it?
super chat,
That's-
we will 100% ask.
Okay, I have a couple questions that were already asked.
Yeah, go for it.
Should I go through those?
Yeah,
To make people go. Sure. Okay. All right. So the first one is, I think this was from Ellie. Would you be down for collaborating with other vegans and increasing how many collabs you do in 2018?
We've been collaborating with vegans
Yeah.
pretty much our whole time.
We collaborate. The way our collaborations work, they're usually spontaneous.
More organic, kind of.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know, someone is in our area and we're hanging out. We'll try to make it happen. We don't really go out of our way to find collaborations. They kind of find us, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love collaboration. For
Yeah.
sure. It's
I'm working
fun.
on one right now, actually. This guy, Straight Veg. I think he's going to come down to do a shootout of all the vegan proteins that we get sent. We don't really do a lot of like vegan protein powders, but he's a bodybuilder, so I've been saving up a bunch of them. I'm trying to get him to come down here and and try them all out and let people know which is the best.
Are you getting
So
sent?
that's probably the next one.
Are you guys getting sent loads of free stuff these days then from vegan companies? They trying to get you to plug things.
No, I mean, luckily not loads, but yeah, a little bit more than I'm able to keep up with right now. It's getting a little
I
crazy.
tell you, there's no obligation to review them all.
Yeah. That's when you know you've made it on vegan YouTube, though. You can start getting sent stuff
Yeah,
that you don't know.
When you get free tofurkey, then you know you've made it.
Ooh,
Wow.
Well, we never got
How do we
that.
have free
Yeah, send us a
yet?
free tofurkey. Tofurkey, are you watching?
Oh,
Yeah.
we were asking
Yeah.
this earlier. We wanted them to sponsor the stream,
This
but
huge box of chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we all talked at once. Vegan got sent me this huge box of chocolate, and I tried like all of it the other night. I was like, whoa.
She was seeing the octave of the sun overflow. You know?
it's like sugar rushing everywhere.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Sounds good. What other questions we got there, Tim?
Okay, so for Michael, I have, I want to know what amps Ryan uses.
Oh,
Oh, let's see.
Interesting.
Can we see the amps in the shot here?
yeah, let's see.
Let me see. Let's see if we can see. Oh, I don't know if we can see the amps in the shot here, but I'll try to keep it really simple. I've got 3 guitar amps basically. The one I've had for like maybe a decade is a 1968 Fender Bassman. Has a silver drip edge around the face. It's kind of sought after collector's item a bit. And then I also have a 1979, I think, Fender Princeton Reverb amp. I just got that maybe about 5-6 months ago. And I also have a smaller 1-watt amp called. It's a little tiny amp. It's made by a company called Emery Sound. It's called a Micro Baby. In fact, I'm selling it. It's up on Reverb.com right now if anyone wants to buy it. So,
go and buy it.
I'll donate 10. If someone buys it, I'll donate 20% of it to Sail Ranch Sanctuary.
That's a good idea.
Wow,
So if
awesome.
anyone buys it from this right now, I didn't even plan that. It's on Reverb.com. My shop is called Love Spirals Gear or something like that. I think that's what it's called. Just search for Emery Sound Micro Baby. There's maybe 2 or 3 up there, and mine is one of them. And like I said, I'll donate 20% of it to the
Cool.
to the ranch.
That's amazing. Right, I've just posted it in the chat, so let's see if
Awesome.
someone
Thank
buys
you
it.
so much, Ryan.
All right, sweet.
We never know. Maybe
Right.
there's someone out there. I mean, we've had some really generous people so far, so who knows? It might happen. Maybe someone wants a bass. What's next then there, Tim?
Let me get my page up here. Oh, wrong page. Sorry about that. 1 second. Here we go. So speaking of Love Spirals, when is the new album going to be released?
Hey,
It's
nice.
great question. It's almost done. We're going through all the mixes that we've made over the past many years. This is the longest it's ever taken us to make an album, hands down. It's like off the charts long, and it's not because we're being totally like anal, even though we are a little bit. But it's just because I guess absorbed by Happy Healthy Vegan and all the responsibilities and time involved in that. But anyway, yeah, we're just listening to all the mixes the other night. We just need to make a few more decisions. And yeah, hopefully in January we'll have some time. We're gonna back off YouTube a little bit, and try to get the album designed and everything. It should be out spring next year. It's so close to being
I
done.
know, this close. And then I gotta try to make time to come up with the album art.
Yeah.
And then some more music videos and stuff like that. So I'll have to stop vlogging for a minute and start putting that time back into the band. But yeah, we're excited. It's a really sad album, I'm not gonna lie.
It just sonically,
it's really pretty.
it sounds amazing. I can't believe I made it. It's kind of cool that it took so many years to make. It's like I just kept going in and finding how to make the songs just sound sweeter and better. Something that wouldn't have happened if I released it like, in a normal kind of 2-year recording time frame. I'm glad it's taken 5+ years.
Has it really taken that long?
Yeah.
Well, we had to learn so many skills to get good at YouTube, and to just really, once we started getting into the community too, it really took up all of our creative time and energy.
I didn't play guitar much for like a couple years maybe. I wasn't really slacking off. Now I try to play, almost every day again, so I'm back in that flow.
But speaking of music, we actually found a little time to participate in Foot Soldiers
rock album.
Someone literally just asked about this actually.
Album of all time. So I contributed a guitar solo, kind of in the vein of like Pink Floyd, David Gilmour, and she contributed some kind of ambient vocals. On one song. I think it's called User Action Required.
Yeah, I actually did some spoken word too. I had a little vegan lyric I was working on, so I used that for my part. So speaking of collaborations, it just kind of happened. That one found
do we know when the album's getting released? The Foot Soldier album.
Yeah, it should be out pretty soon. I think he wants to get it out in like early next year too.
Okay, nice. Well, actually, this reminds me, completely off topic, but when I'm back in California, we still need to do our interview for my documentary.
Yes,
that'll be great.
We will make.
Yeah, how's your documentary coming?
Yeah, great. So I've done 2 trips to California so far. On the last one, we interviewed like John Five from Marilyn Manson and Maya.
Wow.
We got Mina Safari, who was in American Beauty, because she was randomly
yes.
at Circle V, which was really cool. We got like Gray the Rapper, who did like Vegan Thanksgiving. We interviewed Neil Bernard about his band, which was really cool.
Love it.
Yeah, so we've got like 85 people on the film so far, which is crazy.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so it's gone a bit more mental than I expected, but yeah, it's going to hopefully be released end of next year maybe. We've got some other big scenes that we're need to work on, and we want to go for Netflix. So
Great.
Oh, that would be amazing.
fingers
Yes.
crossed. Yeah,
Send you good vibes.
yeah. So hopefully get you guys on it as well, which would be amazing.
Please do.
Yeah.
Come down. I said, come into our studio. We'll talk. We'll show you around.
Yeah,
show you all
it's just a shame I bumped
here.
into you at the time I did because we were so booked up and we had so much. There was like Thanksgiving and everything. There was just no time.
It would have been really tough for us to squeeze it all in. So I guess it just wasn't meant to be right there.
Next time we'll make it happen. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Someone asked in the chat how tall you are, Ryan. That was the question I suppose.
Are they okay? I'll do it in both units. I'm 6'5", and that is just a hair under 2 meters.
Crazy.
So it's kind of tall, but not really tall. I always like to put it in perspective. If I were on a professional basketball team, I would be one of the shorter guys, the guards. I wouldn't be the big guy.
Yeah.
I'd be like a point guard or a shooting guard. I'm like the size of Lonzo Ball.
So obviously,
I got a couple more questions here.
oh yeah, go for the other questions.
Yeah. So Liam asks, "What's your favorite vegan fast food item?"
Fast food item.
Fast food.
Do I have a
Like
favorite?
Or just
a-
your favorite
like a
vegan
taco?
junk food? Yeah.
I would say tacos are probably our favorite fast vegan food when we get them from the vegan street food vendors. We're going to a great event tomorrow actually
Oh, I
in
forgot.
Whittier. What is it called? La Vida Verde, the Green
Green
Life.
Life in Spanish.
Yeah, La Vida Verde, and it's gonna be like so many amazing vegan tacos,
Burritos.
burritos, flan,
There's so much good.
tamales.
This is for us. 2017. Well, we remember a lot of great things that happened, but one thing for sure is the year that vegan Mexican food, at least here in
Yes.
Southern California, is really just coming to its own.
exploded.
There's
It
so
has
many great vegan Mexican food vendors, pop-ups. You see them at the vegan festivals and these smaller events too. And they're really, really good. They bring recipes from Mexico and they veganize them. They're authentic and they're delicious.
I love
Yeah, and
Mexican
it's gone
food.
a long way towards bringing a lot more
Latin.
and Hispanic people into the community. A lot of people, we meet so many fans who say that because we shared pictures at these events and showed like the vegan pan dulce or whatever, that they were able to get their family who were before resistant. I thought, I don't want to give up all these great traditional foods
With dairy and stuff. Yeah.
with the butter and cream and everything else or meat. They will try these vegan versions and then they'll be like, you know what? I think I could try this with you.
And then they eat it and they go, oh my God, this was just as good as how I remember it with all the bad stuff on it.
So good. It's been a great year.
Yeah.
Actually, as far as that goes, I think bringing in the Latin community has been amazing.
It's just been an amazing year and for LA veganism. There's so many more vegans, so many more restaurants, and not only restaurants, but like I said, these smaller pop-ups.
Pop-ups. This is the year of the pop-ups.
Yeah, it's exploding here
There's
right
more
now.
pop-ups than we can attend.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple pop-ups going on right now that we could.
Oh yeah,
go
there is
to.
one today. Oh, it's
Yeah, LA was just crazy. I remember when I came over, like there's vegan places everywhere. It's just like heaven. And it's like, oh my God, there's so much to choose from. And then you go in and the menus are just, they've got more than one option, which I'm really not used to.
Yeah.
It took about half an hour just to pick what type of burger I want. Yeah. LA is literally vegan future, kind of. It's a really exciting time, I think. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I've just messaged Joey to see when he's going to hop in.
How's he doing?
Because he was really keen to chat with you guys as well, which is fun.
Oh, cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we've never physically chatted in real time. That'd be cool to speak a few words with Joey.
Oh, really? Amazing. Oh, someone has donated $5. They said this donation is on behalf of Happy Healthy Vegans work for debunking all the anti-vegan bullshit. Thanks for your work.
You should talk about that, babe. I think that's one of the important things about the channel.
Well,
I'll address that
and the online
quickly. First of all, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate the work I put in this, because often when I debunk these debunkers, it takes a lot of work for me to do all the research, get all the facts straight. But that's one thing I feel is important, an important service I'm giving to vegans. Well, because you've seen all these idiots, these clowns trying to debunk, say, what the hell? You see these articles in The Guardian and all this stuff saying if you go vegan, you'll go bald, all this crazy stuff. And what sucks is that your uncle and your friends at work will forward these to you and say, look, I told you veganism is bad. That movie is full of crap. You'll go bald. You have no protein. So I think it's important for me to make videos that address these points brought up in these crappy videos head on, debunk them thoroughly with objective and friendly evidence. And so these vegan people I get forwarded these stories could forward my video back and say, no, your video is misinformation. It's alternative facts. No.
Yeah, that's the thing with so getting back to our original topic, like seems like that was so long ago, about vegan activism and the digital age. So just as we can go online and find out all the things that we didn't realize about veganism, there's all this counter attack against that information, and all these people that are trying to say, like, these vegans say that, like, their diet's the healthiest, but it's not that healthy. Actually, cheese is good for you, or this or that is good for you. Like, so many people are trying to fight
bacon is healthy.
Truth. They're trying to fight the truth. So say, oh, Ryan, could you please debunk this? So-and-so sent this to me, or like, my dad doesn't want me to go vegan because of this thing right here.
Exactly.
We get that all, like, every day. Someone will say, like, my parents don't want me to be vegan because of this thing that they read on Facebook. So Ryan has to go and get the answer that they can then share with their parents.
I mean,
and it's been helpful.
In a strange way, do you think when you were doing activism back before that maybe it was easier to convince someone in the fact that they couldn't go and look up counter information that you've given them? So you're giving them you're giving them information in the hand.
I think actually may have been harder because we could have said things to people back then about veganism, how healthy it is, how good it is for the environment. But if these people listening to us can't fact check and kind of triangulate the truth, they just have to take our word for it. So now the facts are out there. They're really easy to find.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Because obviously I was never in the kind of, the period of going out and I didn't become an activist until I became vegan. So, I'm just really interested to see, what do you think the reaction? I mean, do you think you get the same kind of attachment with people and the same reaction from people in real life as you do online? Or do you think?
Well, here's the thing. I'm actually a very non-confrontative person, and that's why I thought it was going to be kind of interesting to talk to Joey because I really respect, like, I'm in awe that Joey will just go up to people on the street and tell them things to their face. I was sitting here just passively saying, "Would you like to take a flyer?" I wouldn't really like get in there. It was, I'm at a punk rock show. It's loud. You just hand the flyer. You don't really, have a conversation, or I just put it in the envelope and mail it off. So I wouldn't necessarily have these conversations that Joey's having, but being able to, like, have the conversations, I guess, behind the computer makes me feel a little less scared than actually being in someone's face like Joey does. So I actually feel like, I'm doing a better job, like, in my room here than I was, like, in person.
There's just many ways of being an activist in veganism now. I think one thing about my debunking videos that I'm addressing the information wars. That's a form of activism. There's so much misinformation and lies being spread. It's kind of like what happened with our elections last year. But anyway, I'm trying to address that with veganism. So yeah, information is huge. I mean, it could make someone president if there's enough misinformation out there.
I guess one big difference between doing things in real life and online is doing things in real life. You can, it's quite easy to actively target non-vegans. You can just pretty much just walk into the street and give people information. I mean, how did you target non-vegans in an online sense? Because we all seem to get in this kind of bubble of vegans and vegans watching our content. So how did you guys do any sort of thing to make sure that you were reaching the right people, kind of beyond just vegans?
Well, it's kind of interesting. When we go back to the beginning of the conversation, the first people who started following our information were non-vegans. They were just fans of our band and of our podcasts. And so there was a lot of non-vegans watching us originally. And what's weird is we still get messages from non-vegans pretty frequently
who watch our channel.
There's something about our personalities and the way that we present ourselves online that just attracts people. They're attracted to, I guess, maybe our energy. A lot of people say they like our vibe. They find us soothing. They think we're entertaining and funny. They like us as a couple. And so sometimes they'll admit that they've been watching us for, months or up to a year before making the decision to actually follow our dietary advice. Or maybe they'll just try one or two things, or they'll go to a restaurant, we said. It's like people told us they feel safe watching our channel, that we're not judging them. And they don't necessarily feel like the people in the comments are judging them either. So we do get a lot of, like, looky-loos on our channel. And so I don't know why, but I'm glad it happens. People even come up to me at Veg Fest and told me, admitted they weren't a vegan, but they were curious and they wanted to come out to meet us and see everything.
Eat all the food at the vendors.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy. So
I relate to these people.
I don't really know how they find us or why, but I'm glad.
I didn't go vegan overnight. I'm not going to say I'm almighty, holy, and all that stuff. You know, I know what it's like to spread it out over months or years before finally all of a sudden someone will click one day and you'll say, I just want to be 100% vegan now. You know, so hopefully that'll happen sooner rather than later, these people.
Yeah, awesome. Joey's just messaged saying he's just posting the link on his Facebook and he's hopping right in.
Oh, sweet.
Awesome. That's great.
Hold on.
I have a couple more questions. You want me to just run through those real quick?
Yeah, we'll wait for Joey, sure.
Someone asked, Chickpea Sarni asked if you guys would ever do any live stream debates. That's obviously a big thing these days.
Oh, like what I have done one or two in my past, and I found it really fun. I mean, yeah, for sure. No one's really brought any good debates to my attention. Maybe I need to be more proactive and try to make some happen. Yeah, but yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm all about debate. I don't know if I've talked about it too much, but yeah, I'm trained in debate. I have a degree in philosophy, to graduate study in philosophy. So yeah, I'm cool with debating people.
That's awesome. That'd be great to watch. Some people are asking if you guys would tag team debate.
Oh man, I don't know if I have the stomach for debate.
It's like tag team on her cooking recipe videos. She can do that. She's the Michael Jordan of that, and I'll do the video. I mean the debate stuff.
Oh man, yeah, no, I don't even like to go on. I find it's like the atmosphere there is so much more aggressive.
It doesn't have to be. Yeah, just a live debate, like it would Vegan Games does.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'd like to see you, Ryan, and Ask Yourself would be a good tag team. Maybe, I don't know.
Is that the one? Yeah. That'd be fun. Yeah, I should reach out.
He does name the trait. Ask Yourself.
What's that?
He's the guy who does name the trait. Ask Yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out Ask Yourself, if you're into philosophy and that, if you're into your philosophy and stuff like that, you probably enjoy his content.
Is there a particular animal rights philosopher that you think has put forth really the best arguments? Because if you look at all these guys, you look at Singer, you look at Regan, you look at their different arguments, they're not the same argument. They're fundamentally different arguments. So is there one in general that appeals the most to you?
I can't say there's any one animal rights philosopher or any one animal rights philosophy that I think is the one true one. I kind of approach it from the other side. When I see the opposing, the carnists, put out their arguments, I like to find the flaws in those arguments and show how they just don't hold any water. That's more my specialty there, rather than trying to put out this grand coherent philosophy that's perfect and flawless or something like that. I'll poke holes in the carnist ideas, because really, when you get down there, there is no valid, logical, sound argument for eating meat.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of where the name the trait thing comes in. It's basically, I don't know, Tim, do you want to explain name the trait?
I mean, he's kind of made roughly speaking, he's kind of made a condensed version of the argument for marginal cases that Singer put forth, and it's basically he just says to people, like, what is the trait that is absent in animals that if that trait were absent in humans, would deem ourselves valueless? And it's great. It's not the end all, like you said. There's no end all be all argument, but it's a great tool to use against people just to get them into that mind state where they got to start thinking about, like, what is relevant? Why do we give certain organisms moral value? Dogs, we give moral value.
Yeah, it's a good argument. It's a good thing to throw on people, because if they say, well, animals are not that intelligent, therefore it's okay to eat them. So also, right, my little cousin Joey's not that intelligent, so it's okay to eat him. I mean, I like that kind of making a parallel reasoning to show any attribute you say about an animal, you could probably pull it up in a human as well.
Is there anyone that you've done a debunking video with that you would particularly like to debate? Anyone that you really feel you'd like to go up against?
That's a great question.
Joe Rogan would want to
Yeah.
Joe
Rogan.
And if I went up against a doctor, like say Dr. Stork, I would like to bring someone like Dr. Garth Davis with me, so it would be apples to apples, MD against MD. So yeah, no one comes off the top of my head, but I'm pretty much down for anyone.
Oh, I'm going to look forward to this. You could be the new big contender in the vegan debates.
Yeah, for sure. I'm surprised I haven't jumped on that yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time I really did a debate was against a certain unnamed YouTuber who was trying to promote the vegan umbrella concept at the time.
Okay.
That great,
which I found was
that amazing concept.
Unnecessary extension to veganism. It has, and when you analyze it, made absolutely no sense. It just means, you can eat meat 7 days a week and still call yourself vegan. Then the word has no more meaning whatsoever. Yeah. It's not like I invented the word vegan and its meaning. It has a certain meaning, and once you change it, you've totally ripped out what vegan means.
No, but
well, I mean, the thing is, we already embrace all of our viewers, no matter where they're at in their journey.
Yeah.
We already try to be as open and welcoming as possible to, like I said, we have non-vegans that come up to us at vegan events, and I don't like, get out of here, it's like, of course I'm going to be cool to them because they're interested in veganism, and I'm hoping I'm going to help get them there.
They're there. That's so.
They're there. I mean, they're at the event. They're trying the food.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So, I mean, sometimes they'll even say, can I buy your shirt? I mean, is that weird? And I'm like, I mean, you could think of it as like you're a fan of a band. You're not in the band when you're wearing their shirt, but I'm hoping that when you're wearing my shirt, you'll at least feel like, I better be vegan today because I'm wearing the shirt,
Totally. It's
I hope it'll inspire you to be better and to do more.
I mean, do you find a lot of people come up to you and tell them that you've actually influenced them to go vegan?
Oh, yeah.
A lot. Yeah. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's wonderfully crazy.
Yeah, and that's the greatest thing. I mean, that's why we started the show in the first place, to get more people vegan. And I think our way is to show people how natural, fun, normal, not weird, easy it is to be vegan.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes people have like this a certain idea of what a vegan is, that that they're no fun. They're the person that always says no to everything. To point out all your flaws, like. And I've been that vegan. I want to be like, like your vegan friend and buddy that you can hang out with and have a good time with. And people have been attracted to that. They like the idea that, like, hey, these guys are vegan and they're still having fun and doing
lots of cool
stuff. Like, I want to be like that.
They want to live a life of sacrifice, really in the back of our minds wanting to eat all these meat things. No.
Yeah, you guys always seem super happy. You're always just like really chill and just enjoying life, and it's like, yeah, it's all good. I love it. I think it's great.
Being vegan's great. That's like, we're just sitting here trying to be the example. Like, being vegan is great.
It doesn't suck.
Super cool, but not like I'm cooler than you. It's just like, it's not that hard.
It's pretty easy, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
That's why I like. That's why we like to do the day in the life videos where we just kind of show ourselves like making vegan food at home. It's not that big of a deal. You don't have that fancy ingredients.
Rice, beans,
it doesn't have to
potatoes.
Be expensive.
Well,
and
I think that's why
we'll show restaurants, but if all I showed was restaurant food, then people would be like, I can't do it. We don't have vegan restaurants where I live. Yeah. So it's important for me to show like
everything,
the nuts and bolts of just.
I think that's why you guys do so well, though, because you do just make veganism just seem really just simple. It seems so effortless with you guys. It's just like, yeah, we're just vegan. We'll just do our thing. And...
Exactly.
Yeah,
there's the philosophy.
Yeah, there's literally like there's no stress. Even when you're doing like like an angry vlog if someone's annoyed you, it's still not that angry. It's pretty.
Yeah, compared to others. Yeah, even when I get emotional and upset, it's still pretty chill.
Yeah, you got vegan games talking about stomping babies, and you're just like, you've got the wrong study or something.
I figure if I can't like take someone down calmly, rationally, using good, solid logic and science, the emotion isn't really gonna make it my argument more true or more forceful. Maybe more entertaining, but it's not gonna make me more right.
Yeah, that's so fun. I mean, have you guys thought of kind of doing any other kind of mixing it up video wise? Obviously, you do a lot of debunking videos. You do kind of responses and all that kind of stuff. I mean, have you got any thoughts for kind of let's do something completely different? Like maybe like sketches or anything like that. Have you ever thought about doing
Whoa! I don't think we inject humor into our videos, but not in a formal way.
Okay.
Like I could never write a joke.
Yeah.
But people do mention how funny we are. I think our humor is spontaneous. It's like something going weird in the moment, you know, like mixing up a saying or like the other day we were eating last weekend at a vegan pop-up here.
Oh, the video that just came out.
Yeah, the video just came out, and so I was saying how I didn't have any. I was filming and holding the food. I'm like,
both hands occupied.
Yeah, I was like, I you know what? I don't have a hand.
So I grabbed the spoon and said, okay, I'll check it out. And I ate it.
Yeah, he ate the bite. I thought he was gonna feed me, so I was like, oh hey, I thought you were gonna give me a bite. And everyone thought that was hilarious, you know. So it's like it's just spontaneous, weird humor.
Yeah, we have a pretty wide array of types of videos. We just don't do like one kind of thing. We just don't do cooking or recipes or vlogs or debunkings. We do all of those and more. So I think already our programming array, if you want to call it that, is pretty wide, pretty diverse. So
like I said, travel videos.
Yeah, we want to get more travel.
More, you know, eating on the road.
Different cities and traveling.
Like we want to do San Diego. You mentioned San Diego maybe in January. We want to do Eating Vegan in San Diego because we were too busy on the quick trip we did for the Veg Fest.
Well, let's go to Kindred. I'm well up for going back.
I love Kindred.
Yeah,
I'm there.
Let's all go to Kindred and look at the death metal cats. It's a great place.
They have this one cocktail there that they put like charcoal in it, and so the cocktail's jet black.
Oh, really?
Crazy.
That's interesting.
It's really good too.
Yeah. I know they've got a special holiday one right now where they like make their own nut milk for it and sound really fancy. So it's so time consuming. They only do it this one time a year.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember. I'm trying
I got a couple more questions that just rolled in. Should I do those while we're waiting for Joey to get in here?
Joey's literally just promoting the stream. So
I have trouble with the link too.
Liam has two questions, and I like them both. I'll ask him first. Advice for new vegan YouTubers?
Well, it's kind of at first, when you're new, you don't have followers, you don't have views, so you don't get the feedback, you don't get the rewards of of a more well-established channel gets. So just be persistent. If you're passionate about it, you'll keep doing it.
Yeah, the advice I normally give people is it's important to have decent lighting and good sound. Yeah. Like you want people to be able to see you and to hear you. Also, just try to be a little bit concise. Maybe at first you probably don't want huge, long, rambling videos until you have a really dedicated following. Hey,
yeah, we should probably introduce Mr. Carbstrong into the building. What's going on, man?
Hey everyone, how are you?
Good.
How's everyone? It's morning for me. I don't know what it is where you guys are.
It's like at midnight for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 4 p.m.
in the afternoon in California. Where are you at, Joey?
I'm in Hong Kong right now.
No way.
No way. Right on.
I've been boosting the activism scene here. It's been really good, eh? It's really cool.
Dude,
that's awesome.
You're killing it lately. Like you're going mental.
I'm trying my best, mate. Trying my best.
Well, let's get this other question out for Angie and Ryan then, and then we can chat to Joey.
Okay, yeah, real quick. Liam just wanted to know if you guys were on Joe Rogan's podcast, what would you say to him?
Wow, babe, what would you say?
I don't know. Depends what we were talking about. But again, on a Joe Rogan podcast, I really would like to bring a vegan doctor with me, Dr. Neil Bernard, Dr. Garth Davis, in case Joe tries to go down his bro science path. And I just like to have a medical doctor who's like, no, stop. That is not true. Like, why would Joe listen to me? I'm just a dude like him, right? So,
Nice.
You'd be like, bro, do you even lift?
I'll say, Joe, let's play some freaking basketball, bro.
If you win, he's going to go vegan. Sounds good. Right.
I'll put the challenge out. Joe Rogan, if you're watching, you and me, one-on-one basketball game, bro. We're about the same age.
Right.
Let's do it.
Everyone in the chat, tweet Joe Rogan that. Let's see what happens.
You know what?
Physically frail vegan challenges Joe Rogan to one-on-one basketball. You heard it here first. Yeah?
Sounds incredible. Right. So we've got the man himself, Mr. Carbstrong.
What's up, guys? What's going on? How's the stream been going? How long's it been going for, right?
It's now been going for 6 hours, and we've made over $1,000 already.
So where's my fans at? Whoever come and watch me, it's a donation thingy. Hey, where's the donation link?
Okay,
Where will that be posted?
they can either use the super chat in the, or they can go to. There's a link right above where you should be watching. Just go.
Oh look, we got 44 people watching now.
Nice, come on, 44 people. Even if you put a
$44.
in each.
We're only 25 people away from 100 likes too, so let's get those likes up.
Yeah, smash that like button, people.
Yeah. So what? We're smashing likes and we're donating and we're Are they asking questions? What's up? What's the go with this? What's the formula?
Okay, well, we've got the kind of subjects, so we kind of go roughly of the subjects, but then it kind of just goes wherever it goes, kind of thing. It's all pretty chill. So, I mean, we were going to mainly talk to you about, because Angie and Ryan were talking about the kind of evolution of activism to kind of, you know, on the streets back in the day with printouts and all this kind of stuff, photocopies, to now being digital. And then I was just going to talk to you about kind of, because you do a lot of street stuff, but your online stuff is obviously blowing up at the moment. You're getting like millions of views on Facebook videos and stuff, which is crazy. So,
well, you know what, dude? Like, in retrospect, I should have hit Facebook up a long time ago, because obviously I'm in it to reach the most people. And you know who really inspired me with that? Earthling Ed just started pumping Facebook as well. So he would make an interview video, which I've been doing for years, but he would shorten it into a 5-minute and then put subtitles on it. Now, that's a really powerful way of reaching a lot of people, but it takes a long time, like, and a lot of stress. So if I get like an hour's worth of footage, it's already stressful enough to make that into a video, like a 15-minute video. Whoever edits knows my struggle. And then to take that 15 minutes and put it into a 4-minute video, and you're just like, what do I throw away? What do I keep? And then you have to sit there and add subtitles like this. And then you color code the subtitles. So you're like, okay, yellow subtitles for him, red subtitles for her, white subtitles for me. And you're just like, and I can't, oh, dude, I did 2 years of high school. I'm learning how to bloody type and, spell all these things as I go, so it's pretty hardcore. But I really, what I noticed? The return that I got out of it was so gratifying, and it was so worth it. Like, really has been worth it. I've signed up that many people to Challenge 22 in like 3 weeks. It was like 2,000 people I signed up to Challenge 22 just from my Facebook videos alone. Oh, not alone, but majority Facebook videos. And to the point where Challenge 22 emailed me and said, Joey, can you stop posting your personalized link? Because like they do not have the facilities to deal with that many people. And I'm just like,
amazing.
Well, that is amazing, because when they do have the infrastructure to be able to deal with that many people, we will be able to provide. And we've got Ed, we've got AV, we've got James, we've got Havav from Best Video You Ever See. So we've got a lot of people who can just pump this Challenge 22 thing, which is amazing. We don't have to coach people anymore. We've got like a coaching system. So all we have to do is inspire them and send them to Challenge 22, which is like the best, working together at its finest.
That's crazy. 2,000.
Yeah.
I saw you did 800 and something in a week, wasn't it?
Then 400 the following week. I didn't post that one. I thought I was really happy when I got 200, and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah. The next week it was 400. The next week was 800, and now like, stop posting it. And then the next week was 400. That was just like the dregs left off at the end. And I was just like, oh, sorry about that last week. I didn't post it.
So you broke Challenge 22.
Oh, they've got their work cut out for them the next few months dealing, because they had three groups with 1,000 in each group. So it's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. Well done, man. Like, that's such an amazing result for, all the hard work you do. That's
exactly. Insane. So it's all worth it. It is all worth it.
So would you say then, that all vegan YouTubers should we be uploading to Facebook then? Should it be the standard thing we should be doing?
Well, it just depends on who you want to hit. I mean, the thing is, like with social media, obviously, if you can do one and do it really well, do that, because It's just about being the most effective on the platform you choose. Now, I found that, you know, I'm reaching a certain demographic on YouTube, but there's a massive demographic to hit on Facebook, like that suits my type of videos. People want to see the street, you know, confrontation style videos, the short 3-4 minute videos. It really suits the style that I do. And people are just sitting there on their phone, you know, watching it on silent, reading the subtitles next to their husband while their husband's trying to sleep. And it's just like, it's heaps more people watch it. It shares like a virus, just brrr. So it all depends. I would say just find the social media that you like and do it really well. Just be consistent on Instagram or Facebook, or the only one I would say you need an actual following to start with would be Snapchat, because it's really hard to build a following on there, I found. So you need a platform to share your Snapchat on so people can find you on there. I personally don't really use Snapchat. Yeah. Instagram does the same thing, but yeah.
Yeah, how are you finding the reaction on Instagram? Because obviously Facebook's getting like millions. How's Instagram doing for you?
I love Instagram for vlogging now. Like, it's just like my vlog channel. Like, I used to upload vlogs all the time to my YouTube, but Instagram's good for people to see what I'm up to and see what I'm doing during the day, what I'm eating, a bit of fun in there. And yeah, Instagram's just a different platform for different things, I suppose. Yeah.
We've got to give a couple shout outs. We've had 2 donations. We've got Karmic Herbalist has put in £1, and
Karmic.
Backwards,
I like that name.
Backwards Lisa has put in $1. So we've got a few bits. Come on, guys, get some more in.
And we had another $50 donation on the GoFundMe from Martha Cornelison.
Oh, really? Sweet. Okay.
So thank you very much, Martha.
Thank you, Martha. So yeah, and we got another 20 from an anonymous 1 minute ago as well.
Oh, did we really? So we're at 7. Is that the GoFundMe, or is that?
Yeah, it's on GoFundMe. So we got us.
Oh yeah, we're at 700 now. That's awesome.
So yeah, $72 we've made in the last 30 minutes. Come on, guys.
This is crazy.
This is awesome.
This is crazy.
Get this viral.
So yeah, this is crazy, guys. You have no idea how much this is going to help Gen Sale, help more animals.
Yeah, This is mental. So Joey, obviously you've been traveling around loads recently. So I mean, tell us what you're doing in Hong Kong for a start. What's been going on over there?
Hong Kong has been flat out, like just speeches, activist workshops, outreach, media. Media have been covering this like a sandstorm all week. All the major newspapers, online newspapers, just it's been really, really full on. They're covering the pig save, just my story. They're very intrigued that I used to be a gangster, and they really they keep, you know, reiterating that, like, oh, so you're an ex-gangster. How did you become a vegan activist and all this stuff? And that I know that they're just really intrigued with it. And like, I've been very open about the animal rights thing. I haven't held back. You know, I've said the truth exactly how it is, and they've, you know, pretty much documented most of it. So I'm looking forward to the next. I had a media interview yesterday with one of the main newspapers in Hong Kong. I think Hong Kong is like a little bit. It's like halfway between rural China and like a big Western city. It's like mixed together. It's like pretty full on. But yeah, it's really cool to see the activist movement over here. I didn't even know it existed over here, but it does.
Yeah, that's crazy. Firstly, thanks Angie and Ryan for the donation.
Oh, no problem.
That's awesome.
Got it happening right now.
Thank you.
And real quick, I got it right or wrong, Chris, because I guess earlier you read out a super chat, but you didn't say the name. So the super chat that was donated on behalf of Happy Healthy Vegan for all their debunking work was from Race Lever. So thank you very much, Race Lever.
Oh yeah.
Race Lever. I know Race Lever from our chats and stuff. Thanks, Race Lever. Right on.
Awesome.
So should we just let Joey take over from
sounds like
here
Joey.
now?
Well, I mean, if you guys want to talk to Joe as well, feel free. Like, this is just a party. There's no rules here.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to Joey? You guys have never met.
When are you going to come to Los Angeles, Joey?
I'd love to come to LA, and I've had a lot of requests to come to America, but obviously I have a very colorful past, so I have to get permission, I think, and it might be a little bit more difficult, but I haven't tried yet. But I really do want to come to America, but obviously some things might hold me back. You know, just criminal records and things like that from my younger years. So I'll try my best to get through those. And I think there's 300 million people in the US or something like that. So it'd be, important for me to go there at some stage. But yeah, I really do want to come and meet everyone and do some talks and say good day.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, let us know. Keep us up on that.
Yeah, we want to see Joey in the Happy Healthy Vegan studio. That's what I want to see.
That's what I'm trying to do.
The epic.
Someone was asking earlier about collaboration. Yeah, it's full on collaborate, and try to get Joey involved with some vegan festivals. I think you'd be a great speaker at LA Veg Fest or any of the Veg Fests out here.
Oh yeah, I'd love it.
Yeah,
seriously.
I've
go to some vegan restaurants.
Yeah,
I've got a good question for you guys. Okay,
cycling.
So you're both very different vegan YouTube channels. So what advice would you give? What advice would you give to the other? So Happy Healthy Vegan. What advice would you give to Joey for his channel? And Joey, what advice would you give them?
Oh man!
I mean, I'd say he could maybe take a little more chill, but I know he's not gonna.
No, that's why people love him. That's why people love Joey. It's hard.
Hey! Wait a second. Have you seen my channel lately? I don't swear anymore. I'm not aggressive anymore. I remember if you see my older videos, I used to be and I do talk about this in my speeches when I do my activism workshops. I talk about what worked for me and what didn't work for me and what I do now and what I do differently. I think my channel would have grown a bit faster if I'd, implemented this way of advocating a bit earlier. But I had to go through my own growth as an activist too. But yeah, I've got a no swearing policy on my channel now, and no aggression when I do my outreach. But yeah, I totally agree with that. I think delivery is one of the most important parts of activism. I think the message is so powerful and shocking that we don't need to, taint it with aggression or swearing or anything like that. So yeah, I learned that. And I'm going to go, actually, when I'm in London, I'm going to go through all my videos and I'm going to just go hide. I just haven't got around to it yet, but I'm going to go through and hide all my videos just so they're still there, but they're just hidden. So just complete revamp.
Yeah. When we started meeting, the families that watch our show and the little kids, we've met some really little kids that are fans of our show. That's when we realized, well, I'm glad that we've been trying to keep it clean, to not curse or to, present super scandalous things on the channel so that whole families can watch the show together.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't really, this is something we kind of did instinctually. And now I think that, that YouTube is becoming more aggressive in demonetizing things or hiding content. Yeah. I think it was the right choice to make. We want the content to reach the widest amount of people. And like you said, by not cursing or being overly aggressive, I think it definitely helps.
Also, because I do one-on-one interactions with people, I know what turns people off right there and then. I've got a direct feedback, of how the conversation's going. So even if I'm polite and I get a little bit abrupt, I can feel the energy in the conversation changing. So I've got a pretty good idea of how to talk to people now. Even still now, I still get it wrong, but I learn from it immediately. And the direction I'm taking my channel in is a lot different to where I started. And I think where I started from was a pretty rough part of my life. So I was, just getting out of the storm sort of thing. And I went straight onto the YouTubes.
Any tips for me, Joey? If I were to go out and talk to people in public like you do, any advice you could give me? I'll tell you
right now. I was talking to a beef cattle rancher yesterday on the streets, and I do something called Socratic method. You would see a lot of this. Yeah. So, but I implemented Socratic method yesterday really well with this beef farm, and every single response he gave me, I just asked him another question. And instead of telling someone that heart disease is the #1 killer, say, heart disease is the #1 killer, you ask them, what is the #1 killer? And so Socratic method, when you're talking to people on the streets, is the best way of advocating, the least intrusive way of navigating someone to the truth. It's not like you telling someone. It's fully different, eh? They engage. Yeah, definitely, it's the best way. So that would be my #1 tip.
Maybe when you go to
I
LA,
like
you can
that.
take Ryan out for some street interviews.
Yeah.
That'd be so awesome. Oh,
I
man.
would film that.
That would be epic.
No, Angie,
yeah.
Angie needs to get involved as well. I want to see Angie get involved.
We need.
I'll be behind the camera.
She gets triggered more easily than I do.
Yeah, you got a really smiley face. No one's ever going to have a go at you.
No.
You can just charm them. It'd be great.
So funny.
We had a few question in the chat. This kind of brings it a bit more kind of serious. But obviously, one of the things you did, which was really powerful, for one of the most powerful videos you put out, was when you went to the slaughterhouse in was it in India?
Who? Joey?
Yeah, you. I don't think.
Oh,
I don't think Ryan and Angie went to the slaughterhouse.
Oh no, that was in.
Unless I missed that episode, I'm not sure.
Not a happy, healthy vegan episode.
So someone was just asking, like,
what do they want to know about it?
well, they just want to know kind of, how you felt being that, kind of.
Okay, so first I'll talk to you about how I found myself in the slaughterhouse.
Yeah, maybe give a bit of a background for people that haven't seen that video.
So, I'm in Bali for the Bali Vegan Festival. James and everyone was there. I thought it'd be good to go there and connect and join in on the stuff. And it was a potential that I could be speaking there, like if there was a gap. And there was a gap, but it was raining and no one was there to talk to, so I didn't bother. But I did want to do something profound in my activism while I was there. One of the things I did is I went and visited some dog meat restaurants and I did some dog meat interviews. And also that I thought I wanted to do like a vigil. Could we go and bear witness to the animals there before they were being slaughtered? And then I thought the next best thing would be the best thing up from that would be to bear witness inside the slaughterhouse. Now, this is just something my intuition told me I needed to do or wanted to do. And I thought I would do whatever it took to make that happen. So, yeah, we went to cow slaughterhouse and talked to the staff there. And I just said that I'm an interested tourist, basically, and acted like a tourist. And, said I was part of the agriculture industry in Australia and give us a look around. And they gave us a tour. And then I just said, you're not killing today. When do you start killing? And they started killing at night. So I said, if we come back, is that cool? And he goes, yeah, come back. And we went back there. And so we arrive and the other staff didn't know that we were coming. So this guy comes out with he had his shirt off and he had a massive knife in his hand and he just walks out in the dark and he's like, sort of like, what are you doing here? And I was just like, whoa, no, it's okay. We've got permission to be here. Like, and I was like, no one knew we were there. No one knew we were there. So like these dudes kill animals all day. So like, anything could happen. And he goes, well, as long as you got permission, just come in. So as soon as we walked in, there was an animal on the machine held down and she had her throat cut already. And I was just like, okay, so just keep your stuff together here. And I just started filming. So a few things. Inside the slaughterhouse, it was very hot. So very humid in Bali. So it was like a cesspool in there of blood and feces and all that gross stuff. And it smelt like struggle in there, it really did. So I had to contain myself to the point where I didn't want them to know that I wasn't acting. I wanted them to know that I'd seen this all before. I was having a smile with them, a bit of a joke here and there. And at the same time, I'm trying to hold in my trauma. And I have another sidekick with me who's filming and stuff, and we try to like keep it together, walking up to each other like, oh my God, what's going on? And they slaughtered about 4 animals. Now, probably one of the saddest things was they had to do an emergency slaughter. There was an animal outside who was sick. No, she had a broken leg. So they had to slaughter her. Now, the sad thing about this was the animal was so tired from having this broken leg and struggling, and that when he slaughtered her, she didn't even struggle. The other animals were struggling violently. There was, as you can imagine, I won't go into too much of the detail because it was too horrific to post. But this animal didn't struggle. It was almost like she had had enough. And yeah, when he cut her, I was watching her when she in her last breath sort of thing. And I thought that was one of the saddest moments for me, to watch that. And then to see the animal go from this beautiful, peaceful little puppy dog eyes to being dismembered into parts and hung up and just, dismantled was one of the most eye-opening and, horrific things I've seen as an activist. To see it on a screen is one thing, but to be there and witness the energy in the room, the struggle, them just passing on too, like just all of that in one moment, it was a very profound experience for me to have as an activist. And it was one I was drawn to have. And I don't say to vegans, you have to go in a slaughterhouse and bear witness to no way. If anything, a small percentage of people who can handle that should, if they feel drawn to do that. But I'd be very careful about things like post-traumatic stress, because it sounds different in practice. I mean, in theory, than it does in practice. So in theory, you're like, yeah, I could do this and I'll be fine, and yeah, no worries. But when you're in there, it's a bit of a different story. You literally cannot do nothing. Okay, you have to contain your emotions, and the next day is when it starts coming back to you. So yeah, that was the experience there.
Yeah, how have you kind of handled that since, and how, would you say it's and how has it affected you moving forward? I mean, I'm guessing it's strengthened your activism even more by being there.
Okay, yeah. So then after I posted the video, a few things, I thought I'd work through it. I mean, I've got quite a thick skin. I thought I'd work through it. Personally, I thought I did. But a few people in the comment section, actually a lot of people in the comment section, saw something that I didn't see. And they said, Joey, post-traumatic stress can happen a bit after. You might not know how affected you are from this. And I personally didn't think that. But I had the point I make, and I do this in my activist speeches, is that there was a lot of support there. And there was people inboxing me, hey, Joey, do you want to talk about what you saw? Are you okay? And just mountains of support, which just, shows the solidarity in the movement, which I talk about support a lot, is so important in the movement. But moving forwards, I speak for animals, and that's what I will do till I can't speak anymore. So having this has built a lot of conviction in my voice. I mean, I've seen animals being slaughtered. I've witnessed their suffering. I've witnessed their death right there in front of me. So I can speak from another level of understanding. And I think that's powerful to have while I'm standing up on stage talking to non-vegans about, the moral value of these animals.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean, because it's almost like, when you go to a save, isn't it? And you can say, well, I've been there, seeing the animals go in the trucks, and you can speak from experience to say, I've seen these animals in their last moments. So I guess being able to say, well, I've seen the slaughter process, you can't tell me it doesn't happen because there's my phone. There's the video. I
think we know what happens. We see it on video, but to experience it with them, it's another level. It's just another level. Like, I feel like it connects you with their suffering more. And I think when you suffer with animals, you feel their struggle, and you want to stand up more. You do. You really do. It really reinforces why you're doing this and what you're doing is right. It really does.
I mean, did you quite kind of soon after feel very, I don't know, like you just wanted to get out and do more? Was it very kind of, what I mean?
Directly after, I was just like, this is what, I had to, as soon as we got out the slaughterhouse, I had to fly. I can't remember where I flew to from Bali, but anyway, I had to hop on a plane anyway.
Right.
But I had my shoes, and I was like, there's blood on them, and like I just wanted to get them off, and I left them in Bali, and hopped on a plane. So I did this on the last day right before my plane trip. So I still had the slaughterhouse clothes on, so I still smelt of blood and all that sitting on the plane. And to be honest, I just wanted to get into a shower and wash this energy off of me.
That's crazy. I mean, I got offered to actually do a similar thing. Well, pretty much the same thing, but we haven't managed to happen yet. Amy from the LA Animal Save actually went into the cow slaughterhouse in Los Angeles, and she said that I would be able to go as well, but we haven't been able to arrange it yet. I mean,
Okay.
as someone who's been and done it, and as someone who knows me,
Yeah.
do you think it's...
Oh, okay.
Do you,
I think one of the fundamental differences would be they didn't stun these animals. Okay. Now, apples and oranges, stunning and not stunning. Point is, you're taking an animal's life against their will, but they just held this animal down, fully conscious, and did the job like that. And I think there's another element of struggle, and there's another element of gore. Okay, it's very so. The halal type slaughter compared to the stunning, if they're effectively stunned, it might be one might be a little bit more traumatic to experience. I feel like so, but everyone's different. You don't know how you're going to react while you're in there in the moment. So I couldn't tell you. I mean, it's just something you'd have to think about carefully, and yeah,
it's a tough one. On a more positive note, though, just so we can get on a positive note here, we have just had $250 worth of donations.
250?
Yeah.
Wow.
Someone called Mike has donated $100. Mike Unick, thank you so much. $50 from
Mike.
Nick. Spordun, I hope I said your last name right there. And $100 from Jessica Mangus Jaeger. And we've had another dollar from Lisa as well. So actually $151 in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, this is absolutely unbelievable, guys. Thank you so much.
So,
you have no idea how much this is going to help the animals of Sail Ranch, how much this is going to help Jen.
So
just the community
crazy.
support. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It really is.
Mental. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. This whole stream has just been beyond everything we kind of expected, especially as we're only 6.5 hours in of 24 hours. We got a long way to go yet. So yeah, this is incredible. And this is the cool thing, we're talking about things, with Joey about, these not good scenes and everything that we witnessed. But the good thing is all this money is going to these animals that have been saved from these situations, which is the best thing.
The thing is, Chris, there's a lot of positive things about this movement, and there's an underlying harsh reality about this movement as well. And I think we need, that's, we can't ignore any of them. We have to, it's sort of like there's a yin and yang here. Like there's obviously a lot of amazing, positive, health benefits and benefiting the environment and, positive success stories. But at the end of the day, animals are still being oppressed by the trillion, so we cannot forget their struggle. And that's what I'm here to do is I'm a voice for the animals. And that's my, that's what I do in my outreach. That's my calling. Some people, it's, they talk about the health and that's amazing and the environment, that's their calling. My calling is to speak for animals, to try to reach into people's hearts and open up that empathy. That's what I always tried to empathy. If I try that first. I want people to be altruistic. I want people to open their heart. Like I don't go with health first unless I really think I need to, but I always try to find if they've got an animal they care about, always try to find about, I think if we open up that empathy in people, this is what's going to make the world a more peaceful place. I mean, that's what I think anyway.
Totally. Well, one thing I think would be really good to talk about now, because I don't know about everyone else in the chat, but even just hearing that story just makes me want to do more activism.
Absolutely.
So, and this could involve you, Joey, and you, Ryan, there as well. I mean, there's a lot of people watching the stream and everything. What can they do to help? Where can people start? There might be people who haven't got YouTube channels. They're not going out on the street.
Oh, sorry. Let me just give you this quote.
Go for it.
Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Okay?
Nice.
I see people that are like, I need the best camera to start making videos, and I need the studio, and I need this mad editing software with a brand new... No. You start with this, and you just go for it. And the thing is, you build up skills and you build up editing skills as you go. If video making is what you want to do, but all they need to know is that they probably possess some type of skill anyway. They already possess some type of skill that's characteristic to them. Utilize the skills you already possess in the animal rights movement, in the vegan movement.
Nice. I like that. Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Yeah, Joey's right. If video's not your thing, maybe you love just taking photographs. Show all your great vegan food on Instagram. And if that's not your thing, just be a positive people. They say, oh yeah, so and so, is a vegan, and they're obviously quite healthy. These seem like a well-adjusted person. Maybe I should learn more about it. So there's many ways to be an activist.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one big thing that people don't realize, isn't it? People tend to think that activist is very confrontational and stuff, but there's so many different types of activism we can do.
It's the word.
Yeah.
It's the word. It's a very negative connotation to the word activist. It's the media has televised activists as terrorists and, all these negative connotations to the word. But Phil Wollen said something really cool in a speech about 2 years ago. And he said, it's not about necessarily being activist, but being proactive in the movement. And that's what activism is, being proactive, and you can be a hairdresser promoting cruelty-free products, advocating to someone in the chair in front of you. This is activism, okay? Many different ways. You could be an organizer, finances, you can help with finances. There's so many different ways you can help. And I think people get caught up in I can't stop a slaughterhouse truck like Earthling Ed and have a debate with a farmer like Joey, so I can't be an activist. No, that's just what we're good at. That's just what we resonate with. Find what you're good at. I couldn't do what I do without some of the help I get, from other people that have different skills.
Well, I mean, this is what I love about the whole vegan YouTube community is everyone is doing, even what we're doing right now. This is a type of activism. We're doing a 24-hour live stream. It's not confrontational at all.
Oh, yeah.
Just getting people to chat and everything. And so I guess the quote you said was, do with whatever it was. Do the stuff with the stuff you've got. I don't know. Something. You know what? You know the quote better than me. Whatever you said, it was a good quote. Right, but
start where you are, use what you have, do what you can.
Yeah, send it me on chat or something.
It's not my quote, I just heard it from someone.
I can use that one.
We all have the same goal as vegans, and whether you're as hardcore as Joey in activism or just someone just being a shining example, we all want to reduce animal suffering. We all want to stop the killing of animals.
Yeah, exactly.
Just do what you can to help work towards that goal, to make that goal happen.
Yeah, and in the end, everyone's going to have their, different people they listen to. Some people might not listen to Joey at all, but they'll listen to Angie because they're like, oh, look at Angie's cute face.
Hey, mate, they'll listen to it loud enough.
I'm going to look like Angie when I'm 50. Maybe I'll go vegan.
We need all of
Hey. Do you know what you said before, Ryan, was really important before anyone starts with doing any type of work within the movement? They need to know first why they're doing it. Okay, now the reason they do it has to be bigger than themselves. Okay, and this is what's going to keep you on track and sustainable as an activist. If you don't even know why you're doing it, if you're just doing it for some trend or you don't have some fundamental purpose, then I don't think it's for you. You need to understand the reason you are doing this. Is it to help animals? You want to help people get off their medication? You want to help the environment? Whatever it might be, but that needs to be reinforced in you. And that's what I had in my heart when I first started. And it was like a burning fire in my chest and I couldn't hold it in. Okay. And this is what I say in my speeches. I say, if anyone has that fire inside their chest, never deny yourself the chance to spread it, because that's your purpose and it's calling out to you. And to deny yourself of that, you'll be living in depression. Okay. You need to spread that fire you have in your heart.
Mm. Does anyone else think we should just make a Joey Carbstrong hotline where we can just call you up and get hyped? So whenever you really want to go out and do activism, you just call you for 5 minutes. You're like, yeah, just do it. Just get out there. I'm ready to burn down a slaughterhouse right now.
Oh God!
Don't say that and go to jail.
Non-violent.
Non-violently. By burn down, I mean, I don't know, like in a dance way or something.
Have a polite conversation with the slaughterhouse staff about morality. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
So if anyone's got any questions in the chat, send them our way.
Angie would not. She would totally lose it if she were in that situation that Joey described. I would lose it too. Yeah, but Angie, hardcore.
So it looks like we got one question in here. Where'd it go?
What, Manu Zero? Is that the one?
Yeah, that's it. What made you develop empathy for animals?
Okay.
I guess that's open-ended to anyone.
Yeah,
who
you can
wants to
do
answer.
both you guys. Yeah.
I mean, just look at animals. I mean, they're beautiful. I want to go and freaking hug and love and kiss animals, not what Joey saw happen in that slaughterhouse. I mean, it's just so obvious. Animals are beautiful creatures, beautiful beings. You know, they want love, they want happiness, just like we all do. That's why. I mean, once you can, it's so obvious to see that. It's so crazy that there's people and organizations that deny that animals have feelings. I mean, but they'll say their dogs have feelings, as Joey points out to people. Such hypocrites, you know. So once you point out that animals have a full range of emotions similar as the human beings, and they want the same things, to live and be happy and not kill, just like humans. They're no different from us.
That's right. Hey, you know, the thing is, guys, like I struggle to find, you know, very rarely do I find someone who doesn't have empathy towards animals. Okay, it's just they've arbitrarily selected the animals they love, the animals they assign moral value to, and the animals that are nothing, that they are objects, food, okay? And it's just, it's pure speciesism. That's all it is. These animals matter, these animals don't. My dog, my parrot, my kitten, you know, these animals I love and care for, and people fully have empathy towards their animals. I'm in Hong Kong right now, right, where, you know, they eat animals just like they do everywhere else in the world, but they have their dogs dressed up in little clothes, wheeling them around in prams like they're children, okay? Like they're children. Seriously, I've never seen so many dogs dressed up in little clothes here. And it's cute and it's beautiful, but like that's what we have as power to speak up for animals, because we could say, hey, you care for this animal. What is the moral difference between this animal and a pig? Which I actually was getting interviewed by a news reporter, and she was actually journalist for Pet Magazine, and it turned out so good. Oh my god, it was the best interview. I wish I filmed it. I didn't film it, but I've got the audio. But yeah, so this Pet Magazine is for dog and cat lovers, animal lovers. And we got into a discussion about being an animal lover, and I said, you know, like, I'm just going to be really honest and straight out with you right now, but you cannot be an animal lover when there's a piece of one on your plate. And I said, she goes, but you know, China doesn't have regulations for animal welfare to protect animals. And I said, can you be specific? What do you mean? She said, well, in China, in Yulin, they're allowed to eat dogs and stuff. They haven't protected dogs yet. And I said, well, what's the difference between a dog and a pig? Why does a dog have more moral value than a pig? Is it worse to eat dogs than it is to eat pigs? And she said, yes, it is. And I said, well, why? Point out the difference. Anyway, I said, I can tell you a difference between dogs and pigs. The scientific studies show that pigs rank that much higher in intelligence to dogs. So what gives us the right to, you know, condemn them to a slaughterhouse? So anyway, it was a really, really intense conversation. But the point I'm making is, which is part of the question, is people do have empathy for animals. They've just selected the ones that they do.
Yeah, I totally agree there. There's a couple other questions in the chat. Someone said, Joey, is it possible to have someone who doesn't have empathy towards animals develop empathy towards them? I have a family member who just doesn't seem to care about animals at all.
Do they have a pet?
I don't know, actually.
There we go, Ryan.
Yeah.
Great point. Great point. Now, this individual, do they have empathy towards children?
Yeah.
Like, this is what I want to... What is the fundamental difference in sentience, in, you know, intelligence, or in moral value than a small child? You know, chickens, like a baby chicken displays traits of intelligence. Okay, traits of intelligence that a 6-month-old infant human can't even display. Okay, they can recognize their siblings immediately after hatching. Okay, so baby chicks, they can recognize their siblings and they're drawn to their brothers and sisters, and then they get broken up and put in macerators and stuff, which must be traumatic. And they also display something called object permanence, where you can put an object and cover it up. Okay, a little baby will think the object has disappeared, but a baby chick will know that it still exists. So what was the question again? I just got lost on a tangent.
What would you say to someone that has no empathy for animals?
Yeah.
okay, so if they have empathy towards children, why don't they extend that to animals? Because there's no real difference in the way that they want to live and things like that. So I'm always highly suspicious of people that say they don't have empathy to animals. But at the same token, there's a certain percentage of the population who don't have empathy towards anyone. Okay, and I think that I don't know whether that's a genetic mutation or something, but they're the ones that are like getting away with doing all this crazy stuff in the world because they just don't have empathy towards anyone. They're completely self-centered and self-driven, and they can just exploit anyone in their path and the environment. And you know, they're probably the heads of these crazy corporations that are doing all this bad stuff. But there is a certain percentage that just don't have empathy for anyone or any animal.
There you go. Hope that answered your question, people. There's a super chat from Lisa, and it's she wanted to ask a question to Ryan and ask, what is your favourite area of philosophy? Logic, aesthetics, etc.
Wait, one more time. You cut out there. One more time.
Oh, what's your favourite area of philosophy?
Oh, favorite era.
No, area.
Yeah.
Your favourite area.
Era. I'll take
like is it like
era.
logic, aesthetics?
Okay, an area like as I like philosophy of mind. What is the nature of mind? What is the nature of body? And that kind of has implications for the present now, like in artificial intelligence. Can computers, once they reach a certain kind of processing power like you have now, can they become sentient beings? So there's some interesting questions in there. But as far as I find most interesting on a personal level, as far as what's relatable to most people, is just ancient Greek philosophy. As far as Western philosophy goes, go back to, if anyone wants to read philosophy to get started and find some interesting stuff, the Greeks had it down. They're asking all the great questions. What is the nature of reality? What is the nature of just pretty much of knowledge? You know, these are important questions. How do we know something's true or not? So yeah, we go back, read some Plato, read some Aristotle.
Nice. Got a question here from someone called Fernando.
Oh, real quick before you read that, Chris.
Yeah, go
Lisa or Aisel had another follow-up question to that I don't think made it into the super chat. She just wants to know if you know of any good resources that someone who's new to philosophy, like any good books that someone who's new to philosophy could check out.
Yeah, just go. You can find this at any bookstore. Probably get it online super easily. The Dialogues of Plato.
I happen to know that on Amazon, all the early philosophy books seem to be on there. Yeah.
For free?
For free. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. There you go then. That sounds perfect. The Fernando Torres was asking, any help with my family forcing me to eat meat?
Whoa.
That's a tough one.
Forcing you?
That's
How old is Fernando?
I have no idea.
Wow, that's very interesting. You know, this is the family friends question is obviously the hardest we get asked as activists, I would say, because everyone's families and situations very different. Everyone's character is very different. I have problems with my friends and family that don't want to listen. So, I don't have all the answers there either. I think what I would try to do, and you probably already tried this, is instead of it coming from your mouth, try to leave What the Health DVD around or get them to watch it somehow. Use your creative skills there, get them to watch What the Hell. At least you planted a health seed there. Maybe, I don't know, Cowspiracy or something like that. At least it gets you in the door. If not, leave Earthlings running on the TV.
That's such a good idea.
I always say this, the next family gathering you go to, just wear Anonymous for the voiceless mask and stand there with a laptop and don't say anything. Nah, don't do that.
Invite all your friends to sit around the table holding. Yeah, it'd be so funny.
I think giving your parents an understanding of why you don't want to eat the animals, that would be an important step. And whatever way you choose to do that, but try to get them to understand your position. And the point is, they can't really force they can't force it down your throat, really, can they? Like, if you're strong in your conviction and you stand firm, after a while, your parents are probably going to, budge. They're going to budge a bit. Luckily, rice, potatoes, beans, pasta is pretty easy to cook. Just boil turn the boiler on.
Rusty's just donated £5. So thanks, Rusty. And he said, Joey, Ed, and James are the three kings, and Gary is God.
Totally. We just got another one come in on the GoFundMe, $20 from Rosie Harris. So thank you very much for that, Rosie.
Thank you, Rosie. That's amazing. Actually, what are you guys eating? Because it looks tasty.
I'm gonna go eat some more.
Yeah, it's a minestrone style soup with wild rice and a bunch of different fresh vegetables and like a mushroom tomato broth.
I need to get some real food. All I've eaten so far is the cookies and a big bag of Doritos.
That sounds good. That makes me feel really sad about the turkey pocket.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to put some bean burgers in the oven soon when we've got some time. Whenever we've got time. I don't know whether that happened. Yeah, we should quickly go over the Let's have a look and see what the final what our total is at the moment. I'm quite intrigued. Let's get it added up.
So on the GoFundMe, we're $970. So on the GoFundMe, we're only $30 away from our original goal.
Wow.
Which is amazing. That basically means we've just smashed our goal to smithereens, which is just unbelievable.
Okay, and then I'm going to add up the super chats now. So bear with me. Right, let's just add these up. So. Anyone want to take a guess what we're on?
1,300.
We are £1,386.33.
Damn.
Killing it. That's so good. And we've still got a whole... How long is it? 18 hours. We've got 18 hours to go. Oh, fuck.
If anyone's got any more questions for Joey before he leaves, because I've got to start packing to get going to the airport.
Okay, right. Yeah. Any last minute questions for Joey? Get them in now. Let's see. Oh yeah. Well, apparently he said, Joey, you made me go vegan. Fernando said this.
Oh, Fernando, you're a legend, mate.
So,
good on you, bro.
So
I didn't make you go vegan. I inspired you and gave you the information. And you took the step. You can't make anyone go vegan. Otherwise, I would implement that into my activism. But
that's such a good idea. We just got to wait for the delay on the stream. But yeah, I'm super happy that we've made this so far. But I kind of a bit scared by the realization that we still have 18 hours to go.
Are you going to be there
Don't think about it.
24 hours?
What's that? Yeah, we're doing the whole 24 hours.
I hope you made extra soup, Ange.
I hope you have some food ready.
Yeah, if you guys want to stay on, feel free. We need some company.
Yeah. Keep that soup warm.
We've got Tofu Goddess coming up in about an hour. And then actually, let's give people a run through of who else is coming up. So we've got loads. We've got Tofu Goddess coming up. We've got Logan Blake. We've got TK Kern talking about veganic agriculture. We've got John Sackers talking about comedy and vegan activism. We've got Denny Kokova talking about being Miss Galaxy Universe on a vegan diet. Paul and Asal from AV, they're going to be in. Tofu Tommy talking about being a slaughterhouse worker to then vegan activist. That's going to be super interesting.
Yeah, it's a really interesting story for
can't
sure.
Wait for that one.
So we just got another super chat in from Michael Unick. He's asking, Joey and Ryan, any resources you'd recommend to help a person develop their skills with the Socratic method?
Okay. Yeah, that's funny. Going back to what I was talking about earlier, read the dialogues of Plato. Plato is basically using Socrates as his mouthpiece. So you'll see the Socratic method in action, how Socrates keeps asking people questions, and to expose that people really don't know that much about, they think they're experts in something, or they have a strong belief in something, and the Socratic method, they usually expose that they're really not that tight on that. So yeah, read Plato.
Wow, thanks Ryan, because I didn't even know what Socratic method was, and I was doing it. It just came naturally to me. It was just a natural, I felt the conversation and I was like, what is the least invasive way to sort of navigate this person through it? And yeah, it's just question after question after question. It's a very socially, and it's like you're feeling your way through it. And I think the best thing you could do is to practice. Next time you're in a conversation with someone, next time you're in a debate with someone, follow their response with a leading question. Okay? And just when you're doing outreach, if you're an outreacher, try to do half questions next time. Half of the responses try to do with questions, and slowly you'll get better and better at it. And that's how you develop the skill in anything. You just got to, keep doing it, keep doing it. But watching James and Ed and myself's videos, you can learn the responses. If you don't know the responses to the questions, if you're not got a base level education in the different areas of veganism, then you're not going to know the right questions to ask as well. So base level understanding, base level education, and practice as well.
Cool. Yeah, I was just going to recommend just watching your videos. I think you did that for me.
Awesome. Hey guys, I've got to get going, but thanks so much for inviting me on the stream.
Thanks
Good
for
work.
coming on, man. Much appreciated. Hopefully we'll catch up soon anyway. Get back to England.
No problems at all. Yeah. Bunch of Joey's followers. Can you just chuck in a few bucks for the cause? And yeah, you'll see me on YouTube. I've got a bunch of videos to upload. I had such good debates while I was just yesterday. It was like, oh my God. I thought they were really good. I had a debate with a Muslim, and I haven't had one with a Muslim man before, and he was really receptive, and it just turned out really good. So I'll upload that one soon. But yeah, stay tuned, and I'll be uploading very soon.
Yeah, everyone go subscribe to Joey if you're not already, which I'm sure you will.
Awesome. Thanks, Joey. Have a safe flight.
Nice meeting you, Ryan and Ange.
Yeah.
You
Joey,
too.
I can't wait to meet you in person, man.
Yeah. I'd love to meet you guys. I can't wait.
Oh, we're bringing
By the way,
people
I saw
together.
the
I love
Internet
this.
Archive. I saw the Internet Archive has the dialogues of Plato as a free download, so you can check that out, Joey.
Oh, the Internet Archives of Plato. Can you post a link somewhere? I'll steal it.
Absolutely, for sure.
In the chat.
I will.
Nice.
I'll on my desktop.
Okay.
Yeah. Have a safe
peace.
flight, dude.
Catch us later.
See you in a while.
Bye-bye.